Thanks for showing up to watch this video on how my son makes his fishing lures. He's been inspired by Nate Marling, who goes by the name Marling Baits on YouTube. My son happens to share his name, as well as this interest of his. This video begins after the lures have been designed and the templates have been cut out. The wooden lures have been traced, cut, and shaped, and had the lead weight inserted. There is much time and talent that goes into the design and skill development, for which educational channels on YouTube like Marling Baits deserve much credit. To begin painting, white paint was poured into the top of the airbrush. Both the bottom and the sides of the lure get a coat. Next, the airbrush was cleaned out by dumping the excess paint out of the top cup and spraying water through there until there was no paint left. After that, yellow paint was loaded into the airbrush and sprayed onto the sides and top of the lure, making sure not to get it on the white bottom part. Then the airbrush needed a cleaning again, and the heat gun was used to speed up the drying process. A screen was clamped tightly around the lure to give a scale-like appearance on the top. While doing this, he made sure that it was pressed up against the wood tightly so that the paint wouldn't get underneath it. On the top part of the flank, Nate used some color shift green to gold paint, again ensuring that the paint didn't get under the screen to ruin the effect. Again, the heat gun allowed much faster progress as the dry times are reduced. When the clamps came off, we could see how the scales turned out. The top of the lure and the eye sockets got black paint next. Some stencils were used to make the mouth, gills, and fins. The stencil gets lined up and black is sprayed on the edge of it. It was important to try to leave some color still showing in the gills and fins. This was done for the mouth, both gills, and the fin. Then the white was loaded into the airbrush. The stencil was lined up with the edge of the black and slid over a little bit and sprayed with white. When the stencil was moved, it left a black line around the white gill. This was done for all of the gills. For the fin, the stencil was lined up in the same spot and sprayed on the back of the fin to give a transition of color. After it dried, a Sharpie and ruler were used to draw the lines on the fins. The next color used was pink, to spray over the stencil to create the purchase stripes. The mouth was then sprayed with pink as well. Lining up the stencil with white on the gill, pink is sprayed lightly onto the bottom of the gills to add some more texture. Eyes could be painted on, but these realistic looking sticker eyes purchased online work even better. The main steps left after this are to apply waterslide logo decals, in some cases, and to put on a durable coating of high gloss epoxy over the entire lure. Finally, the lure will get its hooks fastened on using clip rings, tubing protectors will be applied, and then it will be ready to use. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, or share. Happy fishing!